My name is Tina Rosenberg, and I am co-founder of the Solutions Journalism Network. I'm also, however, a reporter, and I frequently do stories about crime and violence. I want to talk about one story I did back in 2015. It was called Battling America's PTSD Crisis, because it's a great example of what the solutions approach can bring to a story on violence. This was a piece I did that was set in Philadelphia. It covered, as the title says, the post-traumatic stress suffered by people who live in and are victims of violence in violent inner-city neighborhoods. And it also looked at a local hospital in Philadelphia that was trying to treat mental wounds as well as physical wounds. My story covered the struggles of one young man who had been knifed as he underwent treatment and tried to heal himself. So why take a solutions approach? Well, one reason is that it leaves the reader with a feeling of empowerment instead of with a feeling of depression. Stories on crime and violence can be depressing, and often this turns off readers. Taking a solutions approach allowed people to read with a feeling of empowerment rather than with a feeling of hopelessness. Another advantage of the solutions approach is that it strengthens the accountability factor of your reporting. Philadelphia is one of 24 cities across the United States with hospitals that are using this approach. So other cities that aren't using it can say, why aren't we? And finally, a solutions approach is telling the whole story. Marginalized communities are mostly covered in journalism for their pathologies. If you ask someone in a marginalized community to read about themselves, they won't recognize the picture they see because they know that there are people in their communities that are trying to solve problems. So using solutions journalism allows you to give a full spectrum, and that builds trust with your audience. When I start doing a solutions journalism story, I often start by thinking about the problem. I ask, what is a problem we have that is widely shared? Because for any widely shared problem, lots of different people are trying to solve it. And some of those solutions are going to be more newsworthy than others. It also helps not to talk about the big problem. It's very difficult to find solutions to the problem of violence. It's easier, however, to look at small slices. For example, problems with getting witnesses to cooperate with the police, or ways to solve the PTSD that afflicts many people living in these communities. So the guide you have now is going to help by taking you through these strategies. It will walk you through how to do these solution stories, taking you through identifying the problem, using the small slices, and other techniques to do these stories right. We hope that this will help make your reporting on crime and violence more varied, more reader-friendly, and have increased impact, which is what we all look for as journalists.